Hi, Alan Schimmel, DevOps.com here at the DevOps Enterprise Summit. I'm happy to be joined by Rosalind Radcliffe of IBM and author of Mobile to Mainframe, DevOps for Dummies. Rosalind, welcome.
Thank you, glad to be here.
So Rosalind, you literally just walked off the main stage here at DevOps Enterprise Summit. Why don't you tell our listeners, viewers, a little bit about what you spoke about?
So I had the opportunity to speak about mainframe testing, and actually Gene gave me some extra latitude to help explain what Z is and make sure everybody understood the modernness of the latest Z and the fact that it's in use by, well, just about everybody who's a large-scale transaction company that matters.
Yeah. I mean, and for our viewers who may not know, of course, Z is IBM's mainframe systems.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole idea of mainframes in DevOps, first blush for some people say, they still using them. But of course everyone's still using them. We can't rip them out. Most of our banking and everything works on it and they work great.
We wouldn't want to rip them out. It's
Right.
it's the best platform for transactions that you need guaranteed reliability for. And,
Absolutely.
And as I was speaking in the session, they're different purposes for different systems. But the development practices, the automated testing, all of those things need to be the same for all of our platforms.
Right.
And the mainframe doesn't need to be any different other than it's larger and more reliable and more secure.
And those are not reasons those are reasons not to like it if
Yep.
that's not a double negative. But
Yeah.
Rosalind, actually though, your book and a lot of what you have been evangelizing recently, and I've interviewed you a number of times, is about how do we take these Z systems and marry them. So we have systems of record. How do we marry them to systems of engagement, and how do we make this whole thing work like a fine Swiss watch, right?
Absolutely.
In concert, if you will, in orchestration. And that's really something that you and your team at IBM have spent a lot of time on.
Yes, it's critical that we modernize the way we do things for Z systems, for ZOS in particular. I mean, if we look at Z systems, we actually have Linux that runs on Z, as well as ZOS. And when people look at Linux, they look at it as a distributed system just running on a larger scale system. But for ZOS in particular, they haven't changed the development practices. And so what we need to do is help them modernize those so that the system of engagement can work with the system of a record much more efficiently. And by modernizing the development practices, we can transition to building services out of this back-end monolithic legacy applications that we have. I mean, there's lots of business value locked in those applications.
Absolutely.
Let's expose them as services, and then it makes it easier for this hooking together. And by using the same practices, the same methodologies across the platform, we all win because they work together better. We can have development teams working together. We can break down those silos, and we can use the platforms for what they should be used for.
Absolutely. And Rosalind, part of this whole mobile to mainframe idea is leveraging technologies like IBM Bluemix. And I know I was with you the other evening when IBM had an event for the new Bluemix Garage and Bluemix Garage method that they're pushing out here, and we rolled it in San Francisco. And how does that work in this whole mainframe piece?
Well, so if we think about the Bluemix environment, primarily you're building systems of engagement. And the Bluemix method is helping, the Bluemix Garage method, gotta get it right, helps you innovate and think about doing things that will work with your clients better and do those systems of engagement in a way that engages your clients. But you need the data. You need the back-end systems. Yes. And so the key in this method is allowing you to build the front-end systems while connecting them through services to the back-end systems. And so the methodologies, how I'm building things in the front end, I may be doing things with a different language. I may be, Node.js, take your choice of, and COBOL in the back end, but I can still make them work. I can build a REST-based interface on my back end so that I can easily call it. And it's, using the same methodologies and exposing those services so that they can be available from Bluemix.
Absolutely. Rosalind, let me shift gears a little bit away from IBM, mainframes, Bluemix, and Talk Does, DevOps Enterprise Summit.
Yes.
So we've had a few days here. What's your impression been?
Oh, it's been great. I've really enjoyed the opportunity to listen to client stories, hear what they're saying, hear what they're experiencing, and to talk with them. And actually, at the end of my session, we had someone get up and talk about the aha moment that was provided as part of my discussion about using, a Z development environment. But the point is, it's the stories that are being shared here that people can take home and use.
Right.
So I've heard a number of stories that I can take home and help other clients understand how they can transform their distributed side alongside of their mainframe side. So it's a great experience. And all of these client stories and the presentations have been absolutely wonderful.
Fantastic. Rosalind, that's just going to wrap us up here. Thank you so much for speaking in here.
Thank you.
You've actually done a few interviews for us. Thank you for participating in DevOps Enterprise Summit. And thanks for writing Mobile to Mainframe, DevOps for Dummies. This is Alan Schimmel for DevOps.com.